You're watching Cheery TV.
Howdy everybody, and welcome back to Stranded Deep. In conversation, we're going to be hearing that quite a lot. I am still very congested, but otherwise I am very healthy. I feel great. I feel a lot better over the past few days. It's been pretty good. Just a lot of congestion, but I'm always pretty congested, so it's pretty good to go congested. But yeah, hope you're all doing well. Hope you're having a good time. Hope you're having a good week. I don't really have anything planned for the saying of this week in retail. I'm sure interesting things happened. I just don't remember to write them down. I really need to try to get back on that. But also, I'm running short on time anyway, so it probably makes more sense that I just get on with the topic regardless. So today we're going to be going over some of my favorite things. Now, this could range from the first question of food to like just sort of like general like genres of like movies and stuff, shows, weather, just a whole bunch of stuff. Because I went on this website. I guess I'll give you the website. It is sendwishonline.com. And I'm trying to scroll up to the very top of the list because there's like 150 what's your favorite things questions. 2023 edition even. So it's very up to date, except it's 2024. Have to remind myself that because it is already April, which is just wild. But yeah, a bunch of questions, and I'm not gonna answer all 150 today. I'm probably only gonna answer like maybe 30, but we'll see how far we can go in like 45 minutes, and then we'll have a grand old time. I answered a fair amount of these. They started to repeat themselves as I went further down, so it's not exactly 150 questions, probably closer to 100. So we're gonna answer about half of those questions today. It's gonna be fun. No, nothing too thought-provoking. It's not gonna be like, what's my favorite childhood memory? I thought about answering that one, but I need way more time to think about it because I can't really jump back in time like that. I need to kind of sit down and think about it, which I don't have time to do because I'm stupid and I don't plan ahead of things. So we have quite the fair amount of things to do, things to talk about today. We're going to start with food, because food is a universal thing. Everyone eats, everyone understands how food works. And my favorite food is one that you're not going to be able to try unless you try to make it at home, because it is my mom's mac and cheese. Yep, I've said it numerous times on this channel that my mom's mac and cheese is some of the greatest food that you could ever eat. If it's talking more so about specific food, like a food you can get from like anywhere, that I have no idea. That I didn't think about. I don't know why, but Pop-Tarts, a raspberry Pop-Tart really just jumps into my brain, so that's pretty good. But just like as a general food that I could eat, if I could have any food in the world, it would be my mom's mac and cheese. Because actually it's delicious. Again, she puts tomato soup in it, and she bakes it all together. And she cooks the noodles and then she bakes everything together, and it's so fucking good. It's delicious. Again, it's not overwhelmingly pasta like. It's definitely still mac and cheese. There's a lot of cheese in there, and the tomato soup just adds like a nice both color and just a little bit extra like flavor in there, and it's delicious. It's the best. I love it. It's some of my favorite food. Definitely would eat that every day if I could. But that made me want to restaurant. My favorite restaurant, I didn't know they meant like local restaurant or something like that, so I went somewhere more international, sort of, maybe not international, but international is out of the nation, right? Or globally international. I went somewhere international, to the U.S. restaurant, IHOP. All right, it's IHOP. I love IHOP. I love IHOP. IHOP has some of my favorite memories. Has some of my favorite food. Yes, sometimes IHOP can be pretty bad, but even then, I still eat it and I still enjoy it because I am a garbage can when it comes to eating IHOP. I will eat anything from IHOP. Maybe not everything, but the things I like to eat, if they give it to me, I'm gonna eat it. IHOP's hash browns are probably like third place in like things I would eat in the world, like food wise. Second place you're going to see later, because I asked another food related question that's very similar to just food in general, but I had to give another answer. But third place probably goes to IHOP's hash browns. IHOP's hash browns are some of the fucking best. I don't really care much for the hash browns that are like the little like dots. and then you just kind of like chew on. It's like, okay, you can hold it. I like the hash browns where it's just a bunch of fucking just potato shreds cooked up and crisped up right in front of you. And IHOP does those, and they're delicious, and I love them. Then we can move on to book. Thinking we're not gonna be talking too. We have like 40 things to talk about, at least 40 things. I have no idea how many. I didn't put like a number tracker on it. We got through 2 in 5 minutes, so we're gonna try to speed up things a little bit. Book, my favorite book. I don't really remember the title of my favorite book, if I'm being honest. I was gonna say Orson Scott Card's Pathfinder, but I actually haven't finished that book, and there's other ones in the series. But that was like one of the only books that got me out of, like, I guess Harry Potter would also count. If I had to name one, if I had to have one that I could name, Harry Potter. Those were I was very glued to those books when I started reading them. I think also in 9th grade. No, but eventually I got too glued to them, and my teacher was like, read something else. Okay, I'll read this one, and it was Pathfinder. And it was really fun. It was a really cool book. You're able to like warp through time and shit. There's like a wall or whatever. There's like a wall. I don't remember. And then there's a guy named Loaf who has like a thing stuck to his face, and I don't remember at all why. But it was funny. It was a good book. I only read like the first half, maybe third, but I did enjoy my reading of it. And I still have that book actually, and I really do want to finish it eventually. But there was one book in 9th grade towards the end of the year that my teacher was like, hey, you know, if because I always got closer to the teachers than I did any of the classmates, just because I enjoyed their company way more. They were just cooler people. And this teacher was no exception, and they noticed I was only reading like the same things over and over again. So he was like, okay, well, I have this book that I really like, and I'm sure one of the names of the characters, which was also I think on the title of the book, was Artizol. So do with that what you will. Figure out the book. But it was basically a story about two guys, two childhood friends, just going through some turmoil, and just I think eventually they find out that they are they're what the hell is it? Romantically interested. There we go. They're interested in each other, and it's a really sweet read. It was really nice. Like I read that in like one night. Like every other book I like would be able to put down. Harry Potter, to some exceptions, I would go take a shit with it. But I literally stayed up the entire night reading one book, which I have not done, I think, ever since then or before that. So it was interesting. I mean, maybe once or twice, but not that I can remember anyway. So that book definitely takes the cake there. I don't remember the title of the book at all. I think there was a sequel that was supposed to come out, but also it was a good book, and I have no idea what it was. Movie genre, comedy. I love comedy. I love being able to laugh, and I love things that make me laugh. So there we go. That's pretty easy. My favorite actor. I'm sure if I think more about it, I could probably have numerous answers to this one, because I do love like an Adam Sandler movie, or like Leonardo DiCaprio is pretty good. There's a lot of answers to this, but the main one, like D. Bradley Baker. What a freaking voice actor, dude. John DiMaggio, his Bender, and Jake. Oh, they're great. But Jack Nicholson is the one that I wrote down, because that's the first one that every time anyone asks me that, my brain immediately goes to Jack Nicholson. Because I love his stuff. I just love how he acts and how he is. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest was a good movie. There was one where he is inside of a house with a dog or something. Hold on, I watched that movie and I loved it. I can't remember the damn name of it. Something's Gotta Give. Something's Gotta Give. Or was it As Good as It Gets? As good as it gets is the one I'm thinking of. Yes. Yeah, Melvin Udall. Yep, that's the name. Yeah, As Good as It Gets. Something's Gotta Give is good too. Shining's obviously good. The Batman movie where he's the Joker. The Departed, funnily enough. The next question was my favorite movie. So actor Jack Nicholson. I love pretty much everything I've seen him in. The Bucket List, I think, with Morgan Freeman. I think he was in that. That was really good too. And of course now I have to look. A Few Good Men was great. Anger Management, one of my favorite movies actually. So top 3 movies probably. Spaceballs is the fucking hilarious movie. But I probably wouldn't say that's my favorite. I think I just wrote that down because I was recently thinking about Spaceballs. But it's a great movie. Love Spaceballs. Arguably more than most of the Star Wars movies. I like Spaceballs, which is kind of wacky. But then with Jack Nicholson, Anger Management, and Adam Sandler, the fucking it's a great movie. And The Departed. I love The Departed. It's a much more serious, intense movie. I don't know what the genre is called for that, but it is so good. It is a crime thriller. Okay, it's like a thriller. Yeah, it keeps you on the edge of your seat. And it is so good. They got Mark Wahlberg, Matt Damon, Leonardo DiCaprio, Jack Nicholson. It is an absolute star cast lineup. It's incredible. It's a great movie. I wholeheartedly recommend it. It's like 2.5 hours long. Yeah, just over 2.5 hours long. But it is worth every fucking minute. It is so good. I don't remember when I first watched that, but it was like 10th or 11th grade, and it was great. I loved it. Travel destination. For this, I've always had one solid answer to this question, because that was a question that we were asked in high school in our Spanish class, and I got and I didn't choose any more Spanish. I chose Belgium, because first of all, I'm a very basic bastard who only really knew at the time. Oh, Belgian waffles, those are delicious. I'm gonna go to Belgium and get the waffles. But then as I started looking into Belgium, like looking at pictures and stuff, they have really nice buildings, really pretty scenery around, at least like the Google versions of Belgium. I'm sure the real version of Belgium is only somewhat that, but maybe not. I don't know. I haven't been there, so I can't say. But it seems like a very cool place to go. I mean, even just for like a couple days or whatever. But also at the same time, travel destination, I might just choose somewhere inside the United States, because I both don't like the idea of flying, and I also don't really care that much to go anywhere. I feel like I've only ever been to New York City, and like some places in the New Jersey area, which I know fucking kill me. I hate New Jersey, and then Pennsylvania. I've literally not gone anywhere out of those 3 states pretty much. And I've only gone to New Jersey to do like their theme parks, which is all they're good for, might I add. All they're good for is their theme parks. They lure you in and they hope you stay, but then if they do, you're full of sadness and despair. But yeah, if it's international, Belgium for sure, and I don't really know where else. Maybe Arizona, because I do say here, eventually. I guess I can get that one out of the way. Where is it? I don't even know. But like favorite famous landmark, and for me, I want the Grand Canyon. Just because I haven't been there. It said specifically one that I've been to, but I have none. But the Grand Canyon is an absolutely beautiful looking thing online, and I want to see that. So if I was to go anywhere, I would travel to Arizona, which I believe it's in. The Grand Canyon's in Arizona, right? I'm like, see, this is the joy. Phoenix, Arizona is the university. But I imagine it is in Arizona. It's in Arizona. We ball. I'm not stupid. I know where things are. But yeah. Yeah. What am I saying? Grand Canyon's great. I love the Grand Canyon. It's very pretty. I would love to go there someday. So maybe there. Belgium or Arizona. Take your pick. But also, Arizona is like Australia, where you are always on death's door. In terms of just the wildlife. I've always heard just like, oh, you'll watch out for scorpions in your shoes. Like, spiders? I get. Roaches have happened to me before, actually. One time I put on my shoes, and then I had a hole in the front, and a roach just zooped out of it. I was like, oh, shit, that was funny. That's when my mom told me to throw away my shoes. It's really sad. But scorpions? Like, that's fucking brutal. Like, that sounds awesome. Not awesome, awful. It sounds terrible. I don't know who would want that. But either way, moving on. Season, my favorite season. We're gonna give this one to autumn. Listen, I don't care at all for spring or summer. Spring just brings the warmer weather to kick in, and there's flowers that are spreading pollen, making me sneeze and shit. I don't have too bad of allergies. I think it can be bad. There's they get bad on the occasion, but it's never really that terrible. But it's just not fun. It's not a fun time to be alive. And summer, I hate the heat. I get sunburnt so easily. Don't even ask me to go to a beach. I have not been to a beach in years, and I've been happy since. Every time I go to a beach, misery. I enjoy it for a little bit. If I'm not in the water, it's horrible. But if I'm in the water, I'm thinking, oh, this is nice. Until I step on something, I'm like, and then I'm uncomfortable for a few minutes until I'm back into something. Because I don't swim, so I have to step on the ground. Yes, I'm lame like that. Winter, I like it. And the snow can be sometimes annoying. Autumn is the perfect blend of nice. It's darker because like it's starting to go into winter, so like you're less daytime, so less sun, which I'm yippee, always big fan. Just nice colder weather. It's not like super cold, but it's like a nice breeze always. It's really pleasant. It's very nice. Love season. Love autumn. Love season. Jesus Christ. Okay, 15 minutes in, we've done like 10 things. This is gonna have to be it's probably have to be a multi-part thing anyway. But we're gonna try to go a little bit faster. Board game. I say we're gonna go faster as if I'm now been hit with the biggest conundrum of my life. I love board games, arguably more than I love video games, and I'm surprised they even asked this. They asked this before video game, which is very cool. And I really don't have not much of an answer. I have 3 that I wrote down because I love them all. Above and Below, because it's a very fun game that all of my friends and even my family have liked, surprisingly, just because of like the cool like exploring mechanic. And, like it just adds a level of just ease and depth that is cool, that made them all love it. So it's very nice. Bang is a party game, one of my favorite games of all time. I don't get to play it very often, but when I do, it is one of my favorite things to play. It is very, very fun. Basically, one player is the sheriff. Some players are like hidden deputies that are on the sheriff's side. Some players are outlaws trying to kill the sheriff. And no one really knows who anyone is, except everyone knows who the sheriff is. Everyone else is kept secret. Everyone has their own individual character, which has individual ability. And essentially your goal is to just draw cards and shoot the sheriff. As if you're an outlaw, if you're a deputy, you need to try to like figure out who is your deputy friend, and you make sure you don't kill them. And then you're trying to just kill all the outlaws before the sheriff dies. And the sheriff obviously just wants to do the same thing. So it's very fun. It's very, very fun game. And then War Chest is one I also wrote down. I haven't played that with a person yet. I've only ever played it on my own, but it is a very, very fun game. I love the idea of chess, but I don't like chess. I like War Chest because it's just chess but cooler, basically, in my head anyway. Very different board, very different pieces, very different play style. But it's a 2-player tactical thinky game where you got some pieces and you make them move and you do things, and then hopefully you outplay your opponent. So very fun. Love board games, and I could go on and on about every single one in my collection because I have a reason to love every single one in my collection. Video game was next. It wasn't next in the thing, but I decided fuck it, we're gonna do them both at once. Hands down, a 3-way here as well. We'll start with the one that I don't care that much for nowadays, Minecraft. Minecraft's great. I think I played it once or twice on this channel. It was a long time ago. I made Fire and RL Craft, and then I did like a Pokemon, what the fuck is it called? A Minecraft, Pokecraft. Pixelmon, there we go, Pixelmon. I did Pixelmon playthrough, but I only played 1 episode, and I was like, fuck it, I'm bored. So that was fun. And all I did was just complain about trying to make my base, trying to like claim land. It was so horrible. That was fun though. I gotta go back and watch that. That was funny. That was a long time ago though. Well, I say long time. It was like 2 years ago tops. So it's not that long ago, but it was fun. But Minecraft, playing with my sister specifically, like my friends too. Like, Minecraft is a game that you could play for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours on them with your friends, just have a good time. And I did that with my friends for a long time. And then even my older sister, that's one of the games we played the most on Xbox together. Just talking, having fun, listening to music, building shit, having a good time together. It's some of my favorite memories, honestly, just playing Minecraft with them. It was a lot of fun. It was a ton of fun. One of my favorite memories as well with one of my friends from middle school. He was the first friend that would actually let me like sleep over at his house. And what we did was we played Minecraft, and we played with his younger brother too. And we took over a village, and we started putting up walls and stuff. And then like we were starting to just be like like landlord debtors. So we got super like mob bossy, and we kept going around to the villagers like, oh, you gotta pay up your fair share. And then obviously they couldn't, so we just smack them a little bit. And well, you better come back with your payment, and we're taking your carrots as payment for now. And then it was stupid fun. It was great. The Minecraft's great. I love Minecraft. Tons of opportunities to do stupid shit and have fun. Same thing with the other games on my list. Goat Simulator. I love Goat Simulator. Another one that I played a lot with my older sister on Xbox. Ton of fun. Fucking love Goat Simulator. You did some stupid shit and you just have a blast. It's great. I still play it now. I want to get back more into the third Goat Simulator 3. So that's probably going to happen again next week. Because I just love that game and I want to play it more. And then Streets of Rogue. Streets of Rogue is probably my favorite game on this list as of now. Just because it is the game I'm playing the most. It is the game that I'm super excited about playing. Every time I'm like, what do I do today? I'm bored. I have like half an hour. I'll play some Streets of Rogue. And I have the best time of my life doing that. And it's awesome. And I love it. And it's great. And nothing bad comes of it. It's just good fun. It's chaos in the best way possible. A ton of fun. I love it. Hands down, Streets of Rogue is probably my favorite video game right now. But Goat Simulator is definitely up there too, because I've been playing that more, and I've been loving that just as much. Now I move into the music area of this. There's only a few questions of music, and music genre is the first one that pops up. And I'm in a weird situation where I don't know genres at all. If they gave me a song, I could maybe get it right as to what genre it is. Like, obviously, country, rap, and stuff like that. But when it comes to, like, rock, pop, rock and roll, and stuff like that, I like it. I like it a lot. And I put my music genre as rock. But I couldn't tell you, I couldn't tell you with confidence a rock song at all. Could never. And I have no idea how. I just don't. I have no idea. But I do love rock. And the works like that. Music genre, I can't really give you. I said rock just because I think I like rock. But when it comes to like the musicians I like, which I'm going to get into now, this gives you probably a better idea of what I like. This is in no particular order. It's just the order I wrote them down in. I have 4, actually. Not just 3, I have 4, because I can't just choose one, because I love all these guys. These probably are my 4 tops. I'm sure I'm probably missing somebody. But Paul McCartney from the Beatles, but also a lot of his solo work is absolutely amazing. Weird Al Yankovic, fantastic. I love silly songs. He was the first one that other than Jonathan Cole, who's the third one on this list. Those two are the ones I got into the most as a kid when I first started getting into music, just because I liked their sillier songs. And then Dan Avidan from Game Grumps, from everything, from Ninja Sex Party, from Shadow Academy, from Sky Hill. He has so much stuff. Starbomb. He just has so many freaking music projects and stuff, and it's so honestly inspiring. His solo stuff with the Guitar Bros, like his covers, some of my favorite stuff. Their cover of Time Stands Still by Rush, it is so fucking good, and I love it so much. It's like my favorite song that I listen to nowadays. But I didn't put it as my favorite song because it's not. I mean, it's one of my favorite songs to listen to, but I didn't write. I put one song for each of these people, and for Dan, I put Once and Nevermore from Shadow Academy, because I think, honestly, any song from Shadow Academy could go on this list, because I love that album. It's so good, but I think Once and Nevermore definitely hits me the most whenever I do listen to it. For Jonathan Colton, I put IKEA, because that's the first song that I really started listening to from him, and it's arguably still my favorite, but there's a lot of other ones that definitely could take that spot too. When I was looking at Jonathan Colton's discography, trying to find a favorite song, it took me a minute. Like, everyone else had like a very obvious, like, just like, oh, this is the song that I think of when I think of this person. But Jonathan Colton had like a ton, because he's one of the first musicians I actually listened to consistently and a lot. And there's a lot of options to choose from. Weird Al, it's either parody wise, it is either the American Pie version that he did with the Star Wars. I can't remember the goddamn name, but it was a Star Wars like my mother's here Anakin guy. Yeah, it was great. That or just not even parody wise, The Biggest Ball of Twine in Minnesota, Albuquerque. I wrote Hardware Store here, but there's too many. Again, like everyone else here, there's too many options. But Hardware Store probably does take the cake, because it is it's the first song that I really like. It was like, oh dude, fucking Hardware Store's playing. It was awesome. At least from Weird Al. And then Paul McCartney, I put Wanderlust, is on the Tug of War album from 1982. It is a very, very big song. I like his bigger songs like that, like his more orchestral performances. Despite it's just really pretty. It's a very pretty song that hit me like a truck when I first listened to it. I was like, holy fuck, this is powerful. It's like with the Beatles, who I would say is probably my favorite band. My favorite band is probably the Beatles. The Long and Winding Road is my favorite song from them, which is a very similar feel to it, I would say. So there we go. There's all our music stuff. Let's move into hobbies. Hobbies, video games and board games. I feel that's pretty obvious. There's really nothing to say from there. It's just, it's yeah. I do other things too. Like I've been practicing like banjo and stuff, practicing harmonica. Music is very fun. I do enjoy music, even though I'm bad at just about every music that I could possibly think of. But yeah, it's just good fun, and just general. Anything that involves me having fun with people is definitely up there. So games is usually the way that goes. Sports, I put badminton. Not to watch. I don't watch badminton, but I play badminton. I used to a lot, especially in high school. That was the sport that I got really into, and I had a lot of fun doing. I didn't like do badminton club or whatever. But I just played whenever we had gym, and we were just told to do whatever the fuck. It was me and this one guy who played badminton, and he was a lot better than me, but I got better as the time went on, and we were actually able to do some stuff, because before he was just like fucking flexing his ass on me. I think he was just he wanted to just play badminton because he was good at it, and he was like, yeah, I'm awesome. He didn't hold back on me, which is good, because I started actually getting more towards his level, and actually started winning some games on him, and it was very fun. That was the only situation in which we communicated, though. So after a while, he found somebody who played badminton at a much faster and better speed, and he said, "Fuck me," I guess. And so I started hitting it at a wall on my own, which is sad, but it's fine. It's fine. Because eventually I made friends, and then we played badminton together if we had gym, which was very rare. And I think only like the last year I was there. But it was still a lot of fun. It was grand. I still love badminton. This is one of the games I played most with my sister. It's just great game. Very, very, very fun. Comfort food. This is back where the food comes in. And again, I don't really have... I mean, obviously, if I could say Mom's mac and cheese again, I would. But I'm going to take this time to also shout out my mom again with her pierogies. She makes the most delicious pierogies the world has ever fucking seen. And I have proof that it's not just a family thing, because I gave one to one of my coworkers while we were out one time, because I brought some with me because they're fucking delicious and I wanted food. And they tried it, and they said it was the best pierogi they ever had. And I believe them fully, because I choose to. They weren't gonna just... I'm sure they wouldn't just say that. Why would they do that? That's fucked up. But yeah, so my mom's pierogies are delicious. It's just a basic, just like a cheesy mashed potato in there. It's nothing super crazy, but very special. I almost said nothing special. It's very special. It's delicious. It's the best. I love it. Those two things are definitely my two favorite foods ever. So they deserve to be told to you today. Mac and cheese you can make a lot more efficiently. I don't really know anything about making the fucking pierogies, so you're out of luck there if you're asking for like a resume or whatever. This next one was interesting. It's the app. It's my favorite app on my phone, and I have two answers. They're both games, and one is obvious, Retro Bowl. One obviously. I mean, I like football. Football's great and all. I don't really know why I got Retro Bowl, but I got hooked on it for so hard, and then I was like, I have to do like a series of this. It'll be so much fun, and I'll be like I'll be like the narrators and stuff. It'll be great. But I got Tom and Jim to do it, and it was so much fun. It was a blast. I love that game. That is so much fun, and it is one of my favorite things I've done on this channel. Just the whole narration stuff. It was like a proper show on the Cheery TV channel before it was even Cheery TV. I love that. I loved having a show. It was good. And that's kind of one of the things that was like pushed me to doing it this way. I'm not losing my voice, it's just a phlegm constantly building up, getting stuck in my throat. But the other app I put down is the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes mobile game. And this, I put down first, actually, and I don't know why. It is not a game I've played in at least 3 or 4 years. It is Or maybe less than that, but still, not. It's been a while. It's been a very long time. I don't think I've touched it since I left college, which was a couple years ago now, like 2 or 3. So it's definitely it hasn't been in my mind a lot, but it was the first app I thought of because that was some of the most fun that I had playing video games. I love Star Wars and I love like the collectible character aspect of it. It got super grindy at one point, so I stopped playing it. Because anytime a game gets too grindy, anytime a game basically is telling me, "Hey, play us for 3 hours just so you can grind, so your character can be a little bit better." And then go home and do it again tomorrow. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Fuck you. Alright? That's a waste of my time. That's why I stopped playing Warframe for a while, but if I'm being honest, I might be playing it next week because I'm having a lot of fun just sticking around in it again. It's fun. I'm having a good time. But yeah, so stay tuned for that maybe. But yeah, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, before all the grindy shit, it's very fun. I got my team of Jawas up before Jawas actually got good. Well, that was back when the Geonosians were just added, and it was a bug where they can just throw so many fucking bombs on them, and they kept that bug. Love Jawas. Jawas are great. Other than that, I really don't remember much. I got the Empire geared up. Shout out to a YouTube channel, Arnold T101. One of my favorite YouTube channels, even still today. I don't watch his stuff since I stopped playing the game, but occasionally I do go back to it. He also makes really good music. He makes really good like rave mixes of just Star Wars shit. It's really cool. But yeah, he played the game. And honestly, it was just a lot of fun watching him play the game. It still is. Whenever I go back to that channel, like I don't know what the fuck's happening anymore because there's so many different characters that do so many different things I don't understand. But they're very fun. It's a very fun YouTube channel. It makes the game look fun, and I want to play it again, and then I get sad because it's really grindy and boring. But still, those are my app choices. Childhood TV show. I'm just gonna list them, and I'm gonna give maybe a brief sentence why I like them. But let me tell you, this could be like 50 shows. I love them. Ben 10 isn't even on this list, but I remember how much I love Ben 10. Ben 10 was one of my favorite shows as a kid. There, stop there. Phineas and Ferb. Currently rewatching it now, having an absolute blast. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. One of my favorite. I don't know what to say except it's amazing. It's just one of the best shows in the world. Total Drama Island, another one of the best shows in the world. Just such a fun watch, especially my mom likes it too, so it's fun to just watch with her. It's very fun. Pokemon X and Y is the last one I wrote down, just because it's another show I've been rewatching lately, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. It was one of the shows me and my sister, my older sister, watched a lot and just had a really good time with. So those are my favorites. But again, there could be so many more. Chowder, Flapjack, lots of Cartoon Network shows, lots of like I don't know, just so much. Mostly Cartoon Network shows. But they're really good. This one was an interesting question. My favorite place in my hometown. This one I put as Tasty Bagels, which is a bagel store that was not very far away at all from where I lived. It was like a few blocks away. And it was delicious. They had the best bagels in Brooklyn, and I stand by that, and so did they. And the last time I went over there, I was dreadfully told that they closed down. They retired because they making bagels for like 30, 40 years, and like, we're done, we're okay, we'll move on. And fair enough, very happy for them. I miss them. Because there was, their bagels were so good, and like a decent price too. Like they didn't just do bagels because it was good money. They did bagels because they love bagels, and holy shit, it was amazing. They were so good. I love that place. I miss it so much every day. It was one of the only things I wanted to do when I went back there, and then I find out that it's closed, and I'm just sad and miserable. But it was very nice, and I wish I could go back there again. But Tasty Bagels, one of the best things. It's asked me for my favorite outfit or clothing. I don't really have much of an answer there, except like just anything that's bright and funky. I like anything with a collar that's like a button down. Big fan of a button down, especially if it's a funky, nice collar, funky pattern. My current favorite item that I can really think of, like off the top of my head, is like my heat map jacket that I got from like the Game Theory merch website thing. Because it's just really fucking cool and awesome, and I've been wearing it like a lot. It's a very good jacket. I like it a lot. And I still wear it today. And I only just got it like a month or two ago. And it's been holding up very well. It's very nice. It feels good. I like the buttons on it. It's got the little Game Theory logo on it. It's very fun. Very cool. Favorite fictional character? I didn't really... My immediate instinct was R2-D2 and C-3PO because they are, like, they're really great, but they have to be together because otherwise they're still good alone, but their synergy works so well in just the universe of Star Wars. And I would probably say them. I could think of other answers, but what's the point if I already have such a banger answer? They're funny characters. I love them. Unironically, when I watched whatever the fuck the last Star Wars movie in theaters was, the ninth one, the end of the sequels, when they were wiping his memory, I genuinely started crying. Same thing when they tried to fake kill off Chewbacca. I was like, no way. And then I was like, yeah, there's no way. And then the next scene was like, oh, I caught Chewbacca. Like, bro. Has some suspense. And the same thing happened with this, where it was like, oh, I'm going to wipe my memory to save you guys for some reason. And then it's like, oh, I'm fine. Wow, life's great. And I was very happy, but I really thought they were going to wipe his memory, because they did. And then I was like, oh, man, they actually fucking did it. There's no way they can reverse that. And then they reversed it. But I genuinely cried when they did that, because I missed him. It was awesome. But yeah, love that shit. It was awesome. And favorite Pokemon is next. I have two written down. It's Chatot and Shuckle. Chatot, he's just a beautiful little dude. I always loved him. I just recently made him out of Lego. I took like the Lego parrot set. It's like $20, $15. And I swapped around some pieces with things that I had to make him look like a Chatot. And it actually looks awesome. And I love it. And it looks funny. And it looks cute. It actually looks really nice. And I'm really happy with how it came out. I just love Chatot. He's a great little dude. My sister knitted me a Chatot. Crocheted me a Chatot. Which is fucking derpy and adorable. And I love him. I think Shuckle, another thing that they've crocheted me. I have a lot of things in my room that are Shuckle based. And more things to come probably. But I love Shuckle. Shuckle's great. Shuckle is probably my favorite, but Chatot is a close second. Something about how derpy and silly he is, and then just how fucking insanely chaotic he can be to play with and in the game. Very great Pokemon. I love him. Fictional world, Pokemon universe. I think there's really nothing else that beats that. It's usually just pretty sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes bad things happen, but then it gets solved pretty quick, and then things just go back to happy times. And it's great. As long as you're not the main character in a Pokemon universe, you're having a pretty good time. As long as you're not in Geosage Town, in which case your town doesn't exist anymore. There's just a big-ass nuclear weapon there. Vehicle. Favorite vehicle. I don't know what to... I know what to say, but I don't know how to say it. There is a vehicle I drove in college for my work study. It was like, they called it a Gator. It was like a golf cart, but without the top, and it was more utility based, and it was fucking fast, and it was tanky. It was a fucking beast to drive, and I loved driving it. It was a ton of fun, and I already told you guys, I think, about trying to park that thing, which ended in so much misery, but either way I did it, and it was just a very fun drive. The first time I drove around that thing, I was in love with driving. I was like, I need to learn how to drive. This feeling is amazing. Being able to just, like, the wind fucking blasted me in the face. I didn't feel car sick at all. I was just having the time of my life in that thing. I have not really driven since, except I did drive a little bit the other week, which I could probably talk about. It was very, very brief, but I'll talk about it later, maybe. If I'm reminded, who knows. Favorite weather. Windy and cloudy, which is pretty much autumn summed up. I like clouds. Not the rain. Rain is fine. I do like rain, inside or outside. If I'm in the rain or I'm outside looking at the rain, if I'm inside looking at the rain, like them all. Like both, but generally windy and cloudy. Nice breeze. Not a whole lot of sun beaming on me. I love that. That's my favorite. Cheese. Swiss cheese for the people who I have to just say a different cheese for, because I unironically think American cheese might be my favorite cheese. Is it really cheese? I know that, but it's delicious, and I love it, and it makes everything taste good. My favorite sandwich, and meat is also on this thing, which I put bacon, but that's because light bologna no longer exists, which I'm putting on the list anyway, because light bologna from Oscar Mayer is my favorite. Light bologna and a Kraft single American cheese on potato bread. On Stroman's potato bread is the greatest sandwich that will ever exist in life. It was my childhood sandwich. That might be my third favorite food. It is the greatest sandwich. So IHOP hash browns get bumped down to fourth for this, and I miss it. And the only way I can get light bologna now, and I don't even know if it exists anymore, is the light bologna Lunchable, which exists with the light bologna, and that's the only way you can get it. And I love those. Every time I go to like the big Walmart around here, I just buy every single one that's on the shelf, because I know I'm never gonna be able to eat it again for another few months. So it's like I'm gonna get something to savor it, and it's the best. My favorite stuff. But if we're talking about things that people would actually respect, Swiss cheese is really good. I like all cheese, but Swiss cheese is pretty good. And then bacon. Love bacon. Can't go wrong with bacon. Oh, or just like chicken. Anything really chicken, really. Again, meat and cheese I'm pretty universally in love with. Just not turkey. Don't give me turkey. Ever. Cookie type. Chocolate chip oatmeal. Pretty straightforward. I don't really care that much for sweets. I like oatmeal more than just a regular cookie. Especially if it's done right. I will say though, my favorite cookie type, also sugar cookies. I love sugar cookies. Those are really good. As long as they're not too sweet. My favorite cookie in the universe was the Pepperidge Farm, like those little, like those big white bags that are like way too expensive. The sugar cookies for that were the best sugar cookie. They were soft. They were just delicious. They were the best. They were the best things in the universe, and they're gone. And I don't know why, because it's a sugar cookie is like the most bland, basic bitch flavor you can put, except for like chocolate chip. And the fact that they no longer have them sold is ridiculous. Pepperidge Farm sugar cookie. Like, why is it not like this? Like, yeah, like the blue bag, the Mystic sugar cookie. It's the best, and I miss them so much. And they don't really have them anywhere. They have, what is this? Lemon sugar? They have lemon sugar, but they don't just have sugar? That's a crime. That's actually a crime. I'm really fucking sad about that. God damn. Yeah, the Mystic sugar cookie. Because I don't know why each one has to have like a whole weird name, like a fucking, like a Pokemon, but it's good. It's really good. Famous landmark we already did. Board game strategy was the thing that popped up, which I thought was interesting. I just put make sure everyone's having fun over trying to win, because I much more prefer, I like board games over video games because it's a lot more personal. You're with friends, you're with family, you're just having a good time, and you want to make sure everyone's having a good time. I like making, because it's always my game, so if anyone's having a bad time playing my game, I will try my best to make sure they're having a good time playing my game, because I want them to have fun. I don't want them to enjoy the experience. I don't want them to feel like a piece of shit who's stupid and an idiot. It's just, I like my family. I like my family. We're gonna have the wild card. We're gonna have to rapid fire the rest of these, and I won't actually want to get where I have to be. Dancing, ballroom dancing. We did it in like 3rd grade or 5th grade. 5th grade. And it was fun. I actually really liked it. Everyone else hated it, and they hated me, so I didn't really get to do it very well. There was one teacher that would dance with us in a circle and shit, and every time we got to them, it was always a fucking blast. We were just having a fucking time of our life. It was great. Love ballroom dancing. I miss that. I want to do that again. Phenomenon, Total Eclipse. Nothing will ever top that. It genuinely made me cry for almost an hour. It was just genuinely one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen and experienced in my entire life. Just the sheer everything going dark, everything just feeling different, the whole environment around me changing, everything about it was amazing. Potato chip flavor, salt and vinegar, I think it's one of the best ones. There's tons of different chip flavors, but I feel like salt and vinegar is the universal chip flavor, and also it's one that a lot of people either don't like or really like, and it's one that I really like, so it's good. I like putting salt and vinegar chips on a sandwich, make it 10 times better. Just full stop. Potato chip, though, not a salt and vinegar flavored one, Funyuns or Flaming Hot Cheetos. So those are two of my favorite chips. If I'm getting a chip, it's probably gonna be one of those two. If not, it's probably gonna be like a cheddar, like a salt and vinegar Lay's or whatever. But it's usually Funyuns or Flaming Hot Cheetos, or a pretzel. I love pretzels. Goldfish flavor, cheddar sour cream. Solely because it tastes like the mac and cheese crackers that used to exist. There used to be a Kraft mac and cheese cracker that was like just each piece was a little mac and cheese looking thing, and it was delicious. It was the best, and I ate those things up like hotcakes. They were the best. They were delicious, and I loved them. And the Goldfish cheddar sour cream tastes almost identical to that, if not identical. And I'm so happy because those haven't existed in like a decade, and I miss them with all of my might and soul. And they're not even like a thing that like everyone misses, because there's one Reddit post about it with like 7 upvotes, and there's no one on eBay selling them. So no one remembers that these exist, and I'm really sad about it because they were so fucking delicious, and I miss them with all my might. But the cheddar sour cream goldfish tastes exactly like that. If those didn't exist, the pizza goldfishes are really good. One of my favorites as a kid. Parmesan, really great. Baby goldfish. I love goldfish. Goldfish flavor tier list would fucking slap. I'm going to do that next week probably. Cheez-It flavor. Cheddar Jack Toasted is my preferred flavor of Cheez-It. Or you can go better and have a Cheez-It Grip. Cheez-It Grips. The best way to eat Cheez-Its. Full stop. Look them up. They're delicious. They're the best. Very tasty. Childhood stuffed animal. I have 3 from my childhood that I do still have and I love. Odie, which is the dog that you see on the floor, like the dog mat, which is one that my brother had and he gave it to me, and I love that thing to death. He's my favorite thing in the universe. Probably. If there's one thing in this room that I could save, other than like my technology, which I assume will be automatically saved in a fire, it would probably be Odie. Or also with my... I have a window right here. I can throw a lot of things out of this thing. My computer would be one. All the crocheted Pokemon that my sister made me would definitely be some of the stuff. And then Odie. And then also Mongoose, which is a tiny little brown monkey dude that is very dumb and very silly. And I've had him since I was like 3 or 4. And I still have him today. And his legs got ripped off at one point in his life. But then my aunt sewed them back on. They haven't fallen off since. So hey. Love that for him. And then a rooster named Rue, who I put a lei on, like one of those little flower necklaces, and he has since been an absolute unit. There's a lot of lore with a lot of my stuffed animals from childhood. With Rue, if you have the lei on, he's pretty chill, pretty tame. When it's off, because it's been on for so long, his neck looks deranged and he looks like a psycho. So he kind of goes, you can pretend he's going ape shit and starts beating the fuck out of everything in the room. So he put the lei back on. It's like unleashing the Hulk, if you will. Very fun. Well, I had so much fun with my stuffed animals as a kid. I don't know about you guys. Traveling method. Walking. I love walking anywhere. If it's too far to walk, I prefer train. I love a good train ride. One of the things I really want to do eventually is to take like a train from one end of America to the other end of America and then back, because that would be so much fun. I can imagine the scenery of that. Imagine just like I just love the atmosphere of a good train ride. It's so much fun, and I've done that to go from like here to like New York, and that's fun. But it's too short. I want to have like a several day long train excursion, which just sounds so much fun. If I would do that, I would take the train to Arizona, and then like to see the Grand Canyon, and then just come back. That would actually be a great vacation. Podcast, distractible, hands down distractible. One of my favorite just things in the world. Like right now, I listen to that way too much, and I've re-listened to the podcast 2 or 3 times. It's probably only been 2 full runs, but I'm about to end, and it's about to be 3 or 4. It could be 3. I don't remember. It's been so many times. It's been so long since I started listening. The first episode I listened to was the one where they talked about bad purchases. I can't remember the damn name of the episode. But they talk about like their eBay excursions and how Wade bought like a paper mache clock. Very funny stuff. YouTube channels cycles through a lot. I have very weird swings with what I like to watch. Currently, it is 3 channels mainly. RT Game, fantastic dude, Irish YouTuber, Twitch streamer. He's very funny, very good, very chaotic with how he plays games. It's very fun. Second Germa, which is like Germa985's like YouTube channel where he posts he doesn't really post anything anymore. He's retired, which is he really has stuck to that, hasn't he? He's done a couple streams which are very, very good and very fun. I look forward to when he does more, if he does more. But I'm happy that he's taking himself easy now. But he's great. I love him and all of his little clips from stuff like from his streams there. And then Game Grumps. I've always been sort of into Game Grumps, not not forever, but like for a few years now. I've always liked Game Grumps. He's always like, I love the Grumps right now more than the Game Grumps. Like where they just do a bunch of like dumb shit. Very fun. I love that. That's very fun. Teacher. I have a fair amount of favorite teachers. But my main two are my 8th grade homeroom teacher, so right before high school. I'm not gonna name him. He was great. He was awesome. We were expecting a completely different teacher, actually, because there was a previous teacher from the past few years. My entire family went to the same school, so like my older brother and older sister got this other teacher, and we were expecting them, and we wound up with a completely different teacher because that guy just kind of went off the grid for a while, and yeah, it was weird, but I wasn't very happy about it until like literally the same day, where we talked to him and he introduced himself, and he was just a really funny, laid back, awesome guy who I was very big fan of. I had a lot of good fun time talking with him and just having good, like I just enjoyed teachers way more than the students. I feel like they're just more chill, and they are more chill because they're adults, and it's just nicer to talk to. I do not look back at being a child, and I don't look back on it with hate, but I don't look back very fondly either. But 8th grade homeroom teacher was great. He was awesome. I was a very fucking weird kid, like weird in a honestly bad way. Not like I didn't like fucking lick people, but I may as well have licked people. I probably did lick my friends at some point. I was just very strange. And he was very accepting of that, and he had a lot of fun with that, and he made me feel comfortable being myself, and I appreciate that for anybody. And the same thing goes with my 10th grade criminology teacher, who was also my mock trial coach in high school for those few years I did mock trial. He was awesome. I loved him. He had the very same vibe to my 8th grade homeroom teacher, except like, I was able to experience it for like 3 years instead of just 1, so I had a lot more time to enjoy with him, and we had a lot of really good conversations and a lot of good, just interesting. It was a very fun time being around him, and I enjoyed his company. And he's the only teacher actually that I have tried to talk to out of school. Like when I was going to college, I was trying to stay updated with him, but then he keeps forgetting to send emails. So it's been a while since I've heard back from him, but I'm also too awkward to send messages back too, because my life has changed a lot, and as much as I like where I am now, I always feel that sort of pressure from people where it's like, oh man, if they find out that I'm not still in college, they're gonna feel like I'm a failure. Why would I care? Why do they care? They're not gonna care. But I think they will. Honorable mention goes to my math teacher in high school from 10th and 11th grade, who I gave my Abraham Lincoln puppet to. Like, I had a little finger puppet, Abraham Lincoln, who was awesome. I won it, and like a thing we did in school. And I was really excited about it. I loved that guy. But my teacher, who a lot of people hated just because he was a very sarcastic asshole teacher in like a funny way, not like a I actually hate you way. He just kind of portrayed that he actually hated us. But it was very fun. I got his humor a lot, and it was very fun just being in his class, even though I kind of sucked at the AP calculus. But either way, I still his birthday was Abraham Lincoln's birthday, and he fucking treasured that fact more than his calculators. But I loved him, and I gave him a little Lincoln puppet and be like, thanks for, I guess I appreciate you, and it's awesome. And that was the first time I ever actually heard him just say thank you, and like he seemed like he just actually was a nice person, which was very, very nice. I enjoyed that was something I was able to get out of him at the end of the year. It was very nice. He was a very cool dude, and every time we walked by each other in the hallway, it was always a fun time. He was great. He was a great guy. And then the last few bits here are kind of just throwaways. My age, like it says favorite age I was or am. I just put whatever I am currently. I'm very content. When I go to 22, I'm not gonna miss being 21. I'm just gonna be like, hey, I'm 22 now. Cool beans. It's great. Very content with where I am, age-wise anyway. I've always been kind of sore and always very just congested and sick, so no age is gonna stop that. Job, my current one at retail, very big fan. I've only ever had 2 jobs. One of them was a work study thing, so really only ever had 1 job. And I've found somewhere I genuinely enjoy working. I don't see myself leaving anytime soon, just because I'm happy there. I could pursue a career, but I probably won't be happy doing that right now because I'm happy here. So it's like, why leave it when I'm happy doing it? You know, it's cool. My favorite coworker, I don't have one. I love them all for their own reasons. Honestly, they're all just so down to earth and cool, and they all have their own little quirks about them that just make working there very awesome. Friend, my favorite friend. I don't have just one. I have two. Suck it. My two from childhood that I still talk to and play games with today. For those of you who watched my raft stuff, it's them. Those two. They are some of my favorite people. I still communicate with them daily. They are very awesome. They're my best friends, and I love those guys. I don't say it a lot because I'm not good. I'm not one to really show my emotions to people, especially like the lovey-dovey ones. But I do love them. Like they're great. They're awesome people, and I'm happy that they're still around and still kicking and still having a fun time with me. Otherwise, it would just be my family. But it doesn't matter because I love all my family. The last one's family member, and I just put my family members, all of them, because they're all awesome. I love my entire family. For every reason imaginable. They're all fun. They're all nice. They're all just cool. I love them all. I love everybody in my life. When it comes to people, especially people that in my life, I have a very hard time choosing between people because everybody is awesome for their own silly little reasons. It's great. I love everybody. Everybody's awesome. And that about sums up my favorites list. Obviously, there's a ton more questions I didn't get to. I didn't answer. I'll probably do this again just because there's so many more. But I'll actually like think about it instead of just being like, oh yeah, I'll just remember things. I did write these down, but I gave myself maybe like 10 minutes to write all these down. So it took a hot second, but I did get there. But yeah, so that's honestly about it. I'm not gonna make this outro any longer than it has to be because I still have to record the entirety of me playing the game, and then I need to leave almost immediately. So it'll be good. It's good fun. It's good fun. I'm glad you guys enjoyed. If you did. If you didn't, I'm sorry. I know I've just been kind of congested through the entire thing, so that's not really great. Or I'm just boring. That's also an option. It's very possible, but I don't really care. It's my channel. I'm gonna do what I want. I will ramble a little bit. I was gonna do like an I'm sorry video. Because there was a point where a bunch of like 4 people unsubscribed in like a span of like a week, and I was like, around when I started doing the Cheery TV stuff, and I was like, oh man, that kind of sucks. They don't like the idea, but at the same time, I wasn't like, oh, I should backtrack so I can get them back. I was like, oh, well, I guess I don't like it. That's a shame. I'm gonna keep going though because I do enjoy what I'm doing here. I'm having a lot of fun. Again, this is for me. This is a hobby that I do. If you guys like it, awesome. If you don't, you can leave. I'm sorry, but have fun doing whatever you're doing. I'm not gonna hold it against you. I just do what I enjoy, and this is fun. This is a lot of fun. So yeah, with that, tomorrow is another rankable. I think we're doing fruits by vibe only, and you'll see what I mean when we get there. But with that said, thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Stranded Deep Conversation, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye, everybody.